Contrary to popular belief, or to some beliefs, Marvel is not over. It's not done. The fat lady has not sung. Now, this doesn't mean Marvel's going to be saved. This doesn't mean they'll definitely be around. Everything will be okay. But there are good titles being put out by Marvel. And I think there is reason to believe, and I've said this before, that there's an executive or maybe a couple of executives somewhere at Marvel that gets the point. And I gotta say that Jonathan Hickman is really putting out good stories. I went into my comic book store, my local comic book store. This was about I don't know, 2 weeks ago, and the shop owner recommended that I read Wolverine Revenge. Now, I didn't know how good it was going to be. I didn't know who was working on the book. I don't really keep up with what's going on as far as comic books that are coming out. But I'm glad that he recommended this book to me because I got into this and man, oh man, this is, I would say it's on par with Ultimate Spider-Man as far as the enjoyability of the book. So I'm going to get into a review of Wolverine Revenge. And like I said, this book is very good. It is drawn by, before I get into it, let's see. The writer, of course, Jonathan Hickman, and penciler Greg Capullo. This is a legend in the comic book industry as far as artistry. So the comic book opens up explaining that the northern hemisphere has been darkened. Asteroid M crashed into Earth, and as it was crashing, Magneto died. And when he died, there was an EMP released that pretty much darkened the entire northern hemisphere. Now, in classic fashion, Wolverine happened to be in the Savage Lands, and he's in the wild doing what he does. It opens up with a scene of these villagers going to kill this T-Rex. I guess the T-Rex had been ravaging the village. You see Wolverine, he rides in and he's trying to see what's going on. And as these villagers run, this T-Rex comes out and bites the dinosaur that Wolverine rode in on, sending him flying into the air. Now, you know, Wolverine himself is a savage and he welcomes a battle. This dude goes toe to toe with a freaking T-Rex. He guts the T-Rex. In these panels here, you see him on the belly of the T-Rex, gutting the T-Rex. And he lands and he has some guts on him and he's ready to go to town on this T-Rex. And you see a blaster pretty much shoot the T-Rex in the head, and it's Nick Fury. Nick Fury has arrived on the scene, and he lets Wolverine know that North America, American general, needs his help. Now Wolverine, being the smart aleck he is, he lets Nick Fury know, hey bub, I'm not American, I'm from Canada. And that's when Nick Fury lets him know, look here, Canada is no more. It has been decimated. It is destroyed. We need your help to get the lights back on in the northern hemisphere. So there's a plan being devised. Captain America, who's there with the Winter Soldier, has an issue with Nick Fury's plan. And his issue is he's like, yo, we should be helping people instead of going on military operations. To which Nick Fury lets him know, yo, this is not a military operation. What we're trying to do is we're trying to get this fusion reactor, if I'm not mistaken. And that fusion reactor is held by none other than Mastermind. So they're going to have to go steal it. This is going to be easy, right? Yeah, not so much. So they're going into devising this whole plan of how to get this cold fusion seed reactor. And they're going to send in Wolverine, the Winter Soldier, Captain America, and of course, a few other agents that they have on hand. There's 3 helicarriers left. Out of all the helicarriers that S.H.I.E.L.D. had, the EMP really did damage. And what they're worried about now is if they don't get power back on to the northern hemisphere, there's going to be billions dead. So they're trying to resolve this. And of course, this cold fusion seed reactor would be in the hands of Mastermind. Why not? Right? So you open to this panel, they're making their plans. You see Mastermind. Of course, he knows that they're coming. And he turns one of the helicarriers against the other. They think that something shot it out the sky, and they realize it came from one of their own helicarriers. And Mastermind obviously has control of the agent that is on that helicarrier, and he's about to bring all of the helicarriers crashing down. So the agents jump for it, headed to this place, this fortress that is held by Mastermind, where this cold fusion seed reactor is. So they show up, they figure out, okay, we're gonna walk, we're gonna do this thing on foot. Obviously, we're not gonna be able to land in the exact spot, but what they didn't realize is that Mastermind is not alone. Well, they knew he would have some people with him, but he had one of the people he has with him, we find out in this panel, is Deadpool. And we see Deadpool kill one of the agents. Now, this is really a gory book, I'll tell you that much. Not like completely gory all the way through, but there is some action and there is some goriness in Wolverine Revenge that you really don't see in other Marvel books. Now, could it be, as I said before, that Marvel is beginning to get the point that, yo, we really need to give the people, we need to give the audience something that they want to see. And that's exactly what they're doing. So then comes out also Sabretooth and Omega Red. The unlikely trio, the trio that you did not realize was going to happen. So they Sabretooth rolls up on a Winter Soldier, takes him out, and you see this happening one by one. They roll up, Omega Red rolls up on Captain America and takes him out. Didn't kill him, but takes him out. Wolverine, of course, he's ready to go toe to toe. He's always ready to battle. And look, Greg Capullo's art, top notch. He's a great artist. This is the type of art that Marvel, in my humble opinion, really needs to stick with. There's a lot of artists they have on a lot of books that I don't think they belong on those books. Anyway, so now you see Wolverine, the Winter Soldier, and Captain America chained up, and Mastermind, Omega Red, and Deadpool with Sabretooth looking over them. There's some discourse exchanged back and forth. They're trying to figure out what happened and what's going on. So what they did is they placed bombs inside Wolverine, Captain America, and Winter Soldier. And with Wolverine, Mastermind used some of Omega Red's disease to dampen his healing ability so they can get this bomb inside and behind his rib cage. So Wolverine is not happy about this, and he's definitely ready to pounce. So they give him an ultimatum. Look, you leave, you don't give us any trouble, we'll let you go. We put these bombs inside you as an insurance policy. And they're going back and forth explaining that, look, you don't really have any options. So what you find out is that not only is these three with Mastermind, he also has Colossus with him. So there's a discourse between him and Wolverine. Wolverine's trying to figure out what's going on. Colossus, why are you with these dudes? And they go into the idea that the West won't be on top anymore. It won't be all about North America. It'll be these lands right here that they're in. They will be the lands that are that city atop that shining hill. Wolverine doesn't really like the discourse he's having with Colossus at this moment, and he is pissed. Now, of course, you know Deadpool was gonna come in with his witty banter, and he's letting him know he's got the clicker, so he's got control of these bombs. So they're supposed to go. Wolverine tells Captain America and Winter Soldier, "You go, I'm staying." Wolverine is ready to go toe to toe. He's always ready to battle. This is one of the things I love about Wolverine and the grittiness of his character. Wolverine is always ready to go toe to toe with whoever, whenever, for whatever reason. So now this is what's crazy, and I did not see this coming. As Captain America and Winter Soldier run for it, what does Deadpool do? He detonates the two bombs. He killed Captain America and the Winter Soldier. So along with all the chaos that has happened on the planet, now you have Captain America and the Winter Soldier are dead. Now, obviously, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, this is going to be a series, but it's like a one-off story. So obviously they're not going to be dead forever, but they definitely killed them in this book. That is wild. Now look, a lot of people have issues with using the killing of characters in comic books as a way to draw people in. I don't think that that's what Jonathan Hickman was doing in this book. I think it was just an exciting way to tell the story, so he went with it. So Wolverine decides he is going to dig in his chest, get this bomb out, and he is about to wreak havoc. But before he can do that, what does Deadpool do? He detonates. And you see them looking down into this pit where they were holding Wolverine, and obviously that bomb has been detonated and he's gone, but it seems as though his healing factor is bringing him back to life, and you see at the bottom it says "to be continued." This was a good book. This book was definitely really good, worth the read. This is one of those books that you see and you think to yourself, is it really gonna be worth my while? Man, Marvel came through. I will say Jonathan Hickman is probably putting out some of the best stories that we've seen from Marvel in a very long time.